Hello, my name is Nur Ayul Haya and I'm going to continue to answer for the question 2 and question 3. For the first question, what is the forest formation at Penang Hill? The forest formation of the Penang Hill is the lower mountain forest type. The Penang Hill forests are located about 2,500 feet above the sea level. And, as we have already known, the lower mountain forest formation are further divided into two, which is the oak laurel and the upper dipterocarp. The most common groups of plants from oak laurel are Fagaceae and Lauraceae, while the upper dipterocarp groups are mostly from the Shorea species and Dipterocarpus species. At this lower mountain forest level, we also can find a lot of other species of plant that can adapt to this environment at this elevation. For example, many types of ferns are easily found on the Penang Hill forest. This shows that ferns is normally growing and can survive with higher elevation. Other than that, a lot of other flora also found to be growing on the Penang Hill. The Penang Hill is one of the areas that rich in biodiversity and has a great number of endemic species. Moving to the question number 3, the flora and fauna diversity at Penang Hill. Firstly, the most common flora that easily can be found when we are at Penang Hill are, of course, the Dipterocarp species. These Dipterocarp species are easily found on the Penang Hill. They can adapt and grow well at this elevation. The Shorea species, also from the Dipterocarpaceae family, are found to be one of the most common plant grow at this lower mountain forest. The Dipterocarpaceae species that lives at Penang Hill are evergreen. Shorea is a genus of about 196 species of mainly rainforest trees. Many economically important timber are belong to this genus, for example, Meranti. Majority of the Shorea are generally flowering plants. The Shorea species are insect pollinated, and of course, many of insects are also can be found living at this lower mountain forest. Other than the Shorea species, the plant that we found when we are at Penang Hill are the ferns. Many types of ferns can grow at this elevation. The most common ferns are the rabbit's foot ferns, or known as Dahlia species, are from the family of Davaliaceae. These ferns are epiphytic, which grow on and over thin bark of trees. Other than that, the blue ferns or the peacock ferns, which is the Selaginella species, are also found to be adaptable to the environment at Penang Hill. These blue ferns from the family of Selaginellaceae are creeping on ascendant plants with a simple scale-like leaves. These ferns are unique because it has a blue-green color of leaves. Next, the Asplenium nidus, or the bird's nest fern, is an epiphytic species of ferns in family Aspleniaceae. This Asplenium nidus forms large, simple fronds growing from 50 to 150 cm long and 10 to 20 cm in broad. These ferns can survive either as an epiphytal or terrestrial plant, typically grows on organic matter but usually as an epiphyte plant that we found at Penang Hill. Other than that, there are many other flora species that found growing at the Penang Hill. For instance, Anthurium andreanum, or common name known as tail flower or lace flower, and also the rose flower, which is from the family of Rosaceae, the Edinandra dumosa plants, or known as the tube or tube, and the Hemanthes multiflorus. One of the most popular plants that found at Penang Hill are the tropical pitcher plant, or people usually called as monkey cups, which is the scientific name known as the Nepenthes species. Is a genus of carnivorous plant in monotypic family Nephentaceae. They are mostly liana-forming plants. Nepenthes species usually consist of a shallow root system. The pitcher starts as a small bud and gradually expands to form a tube-shaped trap. The trap contains a fluid of the plant's own production and is used to drown the prey. The name monkey cups refers to the fact that monkey has been observed drinking rainwater from this plant. Now, let's take a look at the fauna that we found at Penang Hill. The first one is the trapdoor spider, which I found is very unique. This trapdoor spider is difficult to see when it is close because the plant and soil materials effectively camouflage it. Apart from that, many species of bugs and monkeys are found to live at this rainforest of the Penang Hill. And one of the interesting fauna that we can see at the Penang Hill are the racket-tailed hummingbird. The tail of the bird feather are increased in length from the center and have badge-shaped tipped by oval plumes which give this species its common name. Also, there are many other birds species which are live at the rainforest trees at the Penang Hill.
Hi, I'm Ruziayani. I will talk about forest community that we can observe at Penang Hill. Forest communities are much more than just an assembly of trees. They are an extremely complex, interacting and coordinated system. In fact, we may have heard the word ecosystem. Eco refers to the environment, in this case a forest, and system refers to the numerous interactive units, for example trees, soil, insects, birds and man. The Penang Hill Range is home to a large undisturbed forest, including virgin jungle reserve, made up of a hill dipterocarp forest, sub-mountain oak laurel, as well as coniferous trees. The plant group that we can observe at Penang Hill is algae, fungi and lichens, bryophyte, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. This is some example of pteridophyte. And also, this is the example for angiosperm that we can see at Penang Hill. Next, for the vegetation structure and other growth form. At Penang Hill, there are many tall trees. This is some example of the tall tree. Penang Hill also have epiphyte and lianas. For adaptation, seeds adapt themselves to survive. The seed have wings and with its wings it can go further. Other example is Nepenthes. Nepenthes grow at hillside, which is lack of nutrient, so it will adapt itself at the environment by trap insect as their nutrients. Lastly, animal-plant relationship. Plant act as habitat for animal, and also plant and animal are doing their relationship to get their food.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Puan Nurul and my fellow friends. My name is Shafiqah and I'm going to elaborate on question 5 and 6. So for question 5, the question is, in your opinion, how is the rainforest of Penang Hill important? So in my opinion, there are three importance of the rainforest in Penang Hill. So one of them is through economically. So first, they act as tourist attraction place. They have built a lot of accommodation for the people, such as Penang Hill Railway, Canopy Walk Cafe, and others, in order to get people closer to the nature besides having fun with themselves. They also provide a guide during the trip to Penang Hill and give informations of flora and fauna present in Penang Hill. Besides, It can be used as diplomatic connection regarding the nature topic. For example, Penang Hill is collaborating with UNESCO Biodiversity Reserve in order to make the Penang Hill become one of the famous research sites with conservation and sustainability. Other than that, they can be used as a research site for students and researchers. This is especially for the one who did on a topic based on terrestrial plant, animal and microbe. They also can offer work for the nature lover, and it can be one of the main factors contributing for money since it is open for tourism site. It's also became one of the famous tourism site to visit in Malaysia. Next, they're important for animal. First of all, they provide habitat for animal. For example, monkeys, they live on a tree, they swing from tree to tree, they eat and sleep on the tree. They rarely go down. Thus, basically, rainforest is the best environment for them to enlarge their family without human disturbance because this is their natural habitat. And next is the endangered species is taken care. For example, is lutung. They were very cute when they were babies, so that many people want to keep them as pet, but when they grow older, people throw them away. So Penang Hill Rainforest does not let people to take away animals so easily. They let the animal live without disturbance from human, and instead of calling them to the people who came to Penang Hill, they let the animal fade with their species and let the people see only through the binocular. Other than that, it's the best environment for animals to find food and continue living without human disturbance. This is because, as we know, there are differences for animals that have been taken care by human or not. Animals that used to live around humans have difficulties and there are changes in their behavior which affect their lives, such as monkey or squirrel. They will have hard time since they don't know how to find food and live with their own group. So this rainforest ecosystem gives them to live within their own natural behavior with their own species and their own way of living without our disturbance as human in their life. So the third importance of the rainforest in Penang Hill is for human. So first of all, a future modern generation can learn more about nature. So as we can see, people nowadays are too addicted to their gadget. People can learn more about nature, especially on their importance. By learning this, they will know the importance of the rainforest ecosystem not only for them as a human, but for the whole ecosystem, which include animals, non-living things, and other living things in the world. So other than that, they can learn many species of plant and animal. Instead of learning formally through books or lecture, they can learn informally by looking, touching, and hearing using their senses to touch the real thing. It also can give them information on certain species of plant and animal that help them to survive if they were stranded in a forest. Other than that, they can release themselves from the city stress environment. So nature can give us calmness with the sound of the environment, the sound of nature connecting to each other. The quietness from the noisy sound in the city will somehow help us to search ourselves. Besides, discovering new species and connecting people through nature. A lot of people came to the Penang Hill rainforest either as a tourism or as a study trip. So instead of learning only a new species, we can get to know people with a different personality, different way of thinking, so that we can get connected and can get new ways of learning. The next question is, in your opinion, does the habitat help conserve the rainforest of Penang Hill? So in my opinion, yes, the habitat help to conserve the rainforest of Penang Hill. This is because, first, it prevents from it to be taken by government for urbanization. This is because, as we can see, many forests have been chopped down in the name of modernization because they does not know the value of the forest for themselves and for the nature. So the habitat collaborate with UNESCO in order to help the Penang Hill rainforest to conserve from this urbanization. Other than that, it create awareness of the importance of forests. They did it by telling people on how the rainforest is important for us as humans, and not just us, but how the balance of the ecosystem is depending on the rainforest to continue stable, besides on how we are depending on the plant to survive and not only using money. Other than that, it prevents from illegal logging and deforestation. They also collaborate with other UNESCO people in order to make rainforests become untouchable territory. They also have rules that must be followed, especially for the people who came into the rainforest, Penang Hill rainforest territory. They also does not let anyone enter and out from the territory easily.
Hello, my name is Fatima binti Jamaluddin and I will continue about the 5 scientific questions that can be done at Penang Hill. So the first question is, how does the complexity of forest formation at Penang Hill affect the interaction between plant and animal? Second, how do the plants and animals in ecosystems of forests at Penang Hill react to climate change? The third, does disease or insects will affect the formation of forests at Penang Hill and its ecosystem? The next one is, how different ant species associated with trees in Penang Hills forest? And the last one is, how do we sustain the biological diversity of Penang Hill while meeting our resources needs and development for tourism? Suggest 5 recommendations for flora and fauna conservation at Penang Hill. The first one is promoting ecotourism. Ecotourism is one of the ways to protect endangered species. The promoters of ecotourism ensure that the natural habitat is protected. Second, not allow any water catchment areas to be developed as it can bring soil erosion, pollution of the streams, rivers, landslips and landslides. The third, practice organic agriculture. Organic agriculture protects the soil as well as the underground water table and encourage the growth of healthy soil bacteria which act as natural growth enablers. Next, control the number of visitors, usually for the jungle trekking visitors. The last one is put a limit to the development of a hill ecosystem because Penang Hill is very fragile. It is to prevent soil erosions and loss of valuable plants and animal species. The natural habitat should be left on how they should be.